Hey everybody, it's Max McAllister from Traxxion Dynamics here today to bring you an update. Sorry I haven't been doing videos. I am extremely busy. We've got a whole mess of new products coming actually, and this video is going to kind of talk about a bunch of them and give you a teaser on what they're all about. So one of the ones we're going to be doing is a manual preload adjuster for your rear shock. So I've done some videos on this topic. Honda really failed with the preload adjusting system. When they went to this bike, even though it's the same components as the previous bike, they limited the range from they cut a third of the range of the adjuster out. So instead of 12 millimeters of preload, it only has 8, which means maybe doesn't mean anything to you, but it does mean that you can't make it as firm or as soft as you could before on a previous edition bike. After that, they give you these 4 icons. I've got a video on that. They're terribly spaced. If you relate it to the old 0 to 25 scale, it's just terrible. It's like 1, and then 1 up with luggage goes all the way to 14. It makes a huge jump, and so there is no what we like to call, most people ran our suspension system kit on the previous edition Goldwing somewhere on the scale of 0 to 25 at around 7. So we're going to make, because there's no way to beat their computer system, we're just going to bypass the electronic portion and remove it, and you'll just turn a bolt, which you can see here under your seat. We'll show an installation video on this later, but there's just going to be a simple bolt to turn, and you can watch. As you turn it, we'll be able to go in 3rd turn increments, and you'll be able to get the bike, so you can see it kind of sink in here. We'll be able to get the bike to have that full range that it used to have. So if you're on our current suspension on this bike and you feel it's like a little too stiff, well, now we're going to have a way you can soften it. It will require you to take your seat off. Most people don't change preload but once or twice a year at best, maybe if they go on their once a year vacation, but other than that they'll have it set. So this won't be enough of an inconvenience. I'm actually sure people will love this once they have it. So so that's one thing we're working on. It's pretty much done. Parts are at the anodizer, and some of it's still on machines. Another little product we've got is a standoff kit for the Gold Strike cell phone holders, whether they're powered or not powered. So this came about because a guy wanted to be able to take a photo or a video while he was driving down the road with his cell phone, and so we made something to get the camera up high enough that it could see over the dash and such. And the other complaint we get all the time is when you put this cell phone holder on here, if you can come around and look, it blocks the left instrument cluster and you can't see the gauges anymore. So I talked to the guys at Gold Strike about this, and they weren't interested in changing this or making a different part. It does have these little teeth here where the ones we've run haven't had any trouble. So you're just going to pull a little screw out. The kit, we're going to have 1-inch and 2-inch standoffs. You'll be able to try each one and see which suits you the best. I'm just going to show you this with the 2-inch standoff. This is all there is to it. You're just going to put it back the way you found it with a longer bolt. And here you go. Now I'm going to show you what this does. It does 2 things. So you can tighten this, quite tight, so that it won't move. You'll see in one of my other videos I've done a trick where I grind a notch into the holder so that you can turn it more. You can watch for that. So right here we grind a notch into this to allow it to articulate on that ball more. So it does 2 things. Here's the first one. Come back around and look. Now your cell phone no longer blocks the instrument cluster and you can see everything. The next thing you can do if you want to with this is you can just rotate it forward, and now your camera's looking down the road, and you can take touch and take a photograph, or turn a video on or turn a video off, and make a video that way so it's not looking at your windshield. So that's a little product. I've got these done. They're not on the internet and they're not packaged yet. I haven't even set a price. It's not going to be much, probably less, $20 for both standoffs and bolts. It'll be a 1-inch and 2-inch kit, something like that. We'll look at what that's all costs. People have asked for some way to find their horn button in the dark. It is kind of a bummer that Honda didn't backlight the horn. I've got a glow-in-the-dark decal being made for the horn button that will fit that shape and look nice. So we're going to do that. I'll have that within a couple weeks. And, oh, here, come around to this side. Watch the magic. We gave up our locking glove box lock is the one product in 25 years that we've had that's been too finicky, and we've decided to discontinue it. But our motorcycle tech Jacob was noticing there's some parts on the glove box lock that it looked like Honda intended to have a cable to it at one point. So we're working on a kit that will do this. See your button here for your side door? We're rerouting all the cabling on the motorcycle, and we'll be able to show you how to do this with a kit that will then make the glove box locking, and because it's electronically locked. So here's the key fob to the bike. If you go away from the bike with the key fob, so you're like in the hotel room or whatever, it won't be gone. And what we'll do is we're going to have a block off here, or a little standoff, that the button will be disabled, so you won't be able to use the button anymore. And then basically, since people aren't really trying to steal your gas or fuel, we'll have two ways of doing it. We're going to hide a cable in the fuel door if you're really concerned about somebody robbing your fuel. But what we're going to do is stash a cable on the bike like this. This isn't finished yet, but just for reference, where you can just pull a cable and you'll open this, and there's your fuel door button, right? So this will also eliminate the possibility of that being breaking down on you where you can't get in it. So we've had to drill this hole in. We'll show you the trick where we drill a hole and put a cap in it in case your fuel door dies for some reason. This will now be just cable operated. It can't possibly fail, and then you can push the button and get in your gas tank. So we're gonna have a kit for that. And then last one, come on over to the machine shop and I'll show you something cool. This is one of the projects I've been working on for the longest time. It actually sat aside because we had other stuff we were trying to get done, the engine case guard and things like that. But I've had people hounding me for this, and if you guys don't buy it, I'm gonna go crazy. So we are actually making the heel toe shifter kit now for 6-speed transmission bikes. So it's on the machine now and running, the first half of it. Come on down. So it's actually truly on the machines and in process. I've been saying it's coming forever, and finally it's coming. So it'll all be a nice hidden hardware, 2 pieces. The heel part will be back here. It'll have really nice quality linkage, so it's not rattly and sloppy. And it'll be black, hard coat anodized black, of course. So that's all the stuff we've been working on. There's a lot. And yes, tip over protection. That's going to be coming too. That's going to take a few months. And I'm going to say it again. We're not making crash bars. We're not making parts for you to go crash your bike because you're doing stunt rodeos and things like that. We're going to make tip over protection for your bike when it tips over. All right, so I want to be clear about that. If you want big ugly steel bars and stuff, we're not making anything like that. So all right, so I'm Max. Please give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends who own Goldwings or are looking for new stuff and upgrades and updates for their bikes. And keep an eye on my channel, and I promise I'll be making more videos real soon.